The superstars of the MTA YouTube channel are locked in here tonight inside of the MTA arena for Tuff Trax. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Jones, your commentator here tonight, and we're about to let loose 8 of the best Diecast monster trucks in side-by-side competition here tonight. We've got some of the best in the business ready to throw it down. They're all chasing the Tuff Trax Championship here tonight on the MTA YouTube channel. Now we're going to jump right in to round one competition, seeing how it all is going to shake down. And up first, we're going to see Nightlife taking on the Mad Dog, followed by Buffalo Tremor taking on the Equalizer. Then we look at the other side of the bracket. The Gravedigger will take on Stomper. And then closing round one, we're going to see the return of the Auto Value King Crunch taking on USA 1. Now up first at the line, Dave Wazork and the Nightlife Chevrolet camp ready to take on some of the Breen boys. That's John Breen in the Mad Dog Chevrolet. Stage over here on the inside lane. Both drivers now staged and ready to go, trying to pick up a round one victory here tonight on Tuff Trax. Let's see what they got for the great fans here tonight. Stage now, here's the green light, and off the line they go. Nightlife with the early lead. Mad Dog trying to come back on the big time there out of the Mad Dog Chevrolet on the inside lane. But it's all Dave Wazork out of the far lane in the Nightlife camp, taking home a round one victory. He'll put the Mad Dog on the trailer early here tonight. Next up inside round one, John Kwasniewski in the Buffalo Tremor, hailing out of New York. The Chevrolet camp over here on the outside lane, ready now to take on Greg Holbrook in the Equalizer, now on the inside lane out of the Gary Cook organization. Both drivers are staged now and ready to go. Both ties Chevrolet camp going to throw it down here in round one. Buffalo Tremor and Equalizer. Green light going down in the Buffalo Tremor. Got a whole shot. Holbrook trying to close the gap. And it's all John Kwasniewski in the Buffalo Tremor on the outside lane. Some big time air out of the Equalizer, and it seems to be a common issue on the inside lane. So hopefully they'll get that figured out. Lane choice ought to be a factor here tonight. But next up, here comes the Red Light Bandit, the Gravedigger out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Dennis Anderson over here on the inside lane to take on Starvin Marvin Smith in the Stomper Chevrolet. Now staged over here on the outside lane. A lot of Chevrolets in a nice race. Both drivers staged now and ready to go. Stomper and the Gravedigger now as we get set for green. Off the line they go now. Stomper has the slight lead. The Gravedigger trying to come back. Another big leap out of the inside lane as Anderson drives it to the back of the pit area, and Marvin Smith in the Stomper Chevrolet will pick up a victory here inside of round one. Thus far, the round one victories have come out of that far lane, and the man with the plan trying to get it done on the inside is going to be Steve Wilkie in the USA 1 Chevrolet out of St. Paul, Minnesota. The Everett Jasmer camp on the inside lane to take on Scott Stevens out of Woodlands, Texas. The Auto Value King Crunch ready to do battle on the outside lane. Both these drivers staged and ready to go. Here goes King Crunch in USA 1 down the straightaway. They're side by side. Wilkie pulls the trigger over the last of the cars. And what a ride it is for Steve Wilkie in the USA 1 Chevrolet. And he'll put Scott Stevens and the Auto Value King Crunch on the trailer early here tonight as USA 1 sails to victory out of the inside lane. The first win we've seen out of that lane all night long. So we're going to start to see if it's going to come around as the night progresses. And ladies and gentlemen, that was just the first half. Round one action is closing the door, and we are ready for our semifinal competition. And coming to the line right now, Johnny K out of New York City. The Buffalo Tremor coming to the line. He is ready for action now to take on the Nightlife Chevrolet. Dave Wazork getting prepped and ready in the pit area. Going to meet up with Buffalo Tremor at the starting gate. Not to mention, we've got the return of the Stomper Chevrolet getting ready to do battle against Steve Wilkie in the USA 1 camp out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Ready now as a battle of the Bowtie Chevrolet gets set for our semifinal competition. And up at the line right now is Dave Wazork in the Nightlife Chevrolet getting prepped and ready to take on John Kwasniewski in the Buffalo Tremor. This one ought to be a dandy matchup. A couple of Bowtie Chevrolets gonna do battle here tonight inside of our semifinal competition. Only one of them is gonna make it down to the final round showdown. Who's gonna take it all the way here tonight to get semifinals kicked off? Nightlife, Buffalo Tremor. Here's the green light now, and semis down the straightaway they go side by side. Nightlife with a slight lead. Johnny K in trouble. Over goes the Buffalo Tremor. Watch watch out now as John Kwasniewski turns it over and Nightlife into the shutdown area barricade. What an incredible matchup. If you can't tell me these two drivers weren't letting it all hang out here in semifinal competition. Look at the Nightlife up on the Jersey barrier. Let's go back and check out your MTA replay, ladies and gentlemen. And off the line, Dave Wazork and Nightlife with an early lead. Here comes Johnny K on the inside lane. Gets a bad lick right there with that first jump. Crossed up, over he goes. Watch the outside lane as Dave Wazork tries to shut it down. Into the Jersey wall he goes. Absolute chaos out here tonight on the MTA Tuff Track Series, and you can't tell me those guys weren't hammering down trying to get a spot in that final round showdown. As the MTA track crew officials, they got Johnny K out of the truck. He is A-OK. Safety equipment doing its justice here tonight as they turn over the Buffalo Tremor as he got it upside down here in semifinal competition. Nonetheless, we'll have an update on Dave Wazork as well in Nightlife to see if he can make the call for the final round showdown. What an epic showdown here tonight inside of semifinals, and we just got started because right now, coming to the line, Starvin' Marvin Smith and the Stomper Chevrolet ready to take on Steve Wilkie out of the Everett Jasmer organization in the USA 1 Chevrolet out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Another matchup from the Bowtie Chevrolet camp. Who's taking it to the finals to take on Nightlife? Here's the green light now. Stomper and USA 1 are side by side up and over the car. Now a close shootout, and it's going to come down to a photo finish as Steve Wilkie hits the Jersey barrier down there inside of the shutdown area. Those trucks were letting it all hang out here to close out our semifinal action. As we go back and check out your MTA photo finish, ladies and gentlemen, your winner in semis is going to be Starvin' Marvin Smith and the Stomper Chevrolet. He'll put USA 1 on the trailer here tonight in semis, and that will set up our final round showdown. The Stomper Chevrolet set to take on Nightlife. Who's going to take on the Tuff Tracks Championship here tonight on the MTA YouTube channel? That is yet to be determined. Earlier tonight, we saw the matchup of Buffalo Tremor and Nightlife. John Kwasniewski rolls the truck over trying to get it shut down, and then Dave Wazork, booyah, hits that Jersey wall, and the crew has been down there thrashing the entire time. USA 1 and Stomper went at it to close out semis. So there you see, as we go down to the pit area, the crews have been thrashing on the Nightlife Chevrolet. They say he's ready to go for the final round showdown and set to take on Starvin' Marvin Smith in the Stomper Chevrolet. So a tough lick right there for Nightlife. They're going to see what they can do here in the final round showdown on Tuff Tracks. As the crew gets the tools put away, Dave Wazork's climbing back up into the Nightlife, and he's ready for the final round showdown to take on Starvin' Marvin Smith in the Stomper Chevrolet, who just put Steve Wilkie and USA 1 on the trailer to close out semis. Nightlife eliminated Buffalo Tremor in our semifinal matchup. Then he took out Mad Dog earlier tonight inside of round 1. And ladies and gentlemen, it's come down to this, the Tuff Track Showdown Championship. It's Nightlife, Stomper, Boat Truck Stage as we get set to go green here on Tuff Tracks down the straightaway. Nightlife with a lead. Here comes Stomper, pulls the trigger over the last of the cars, and Marvin Smith may have had enough in the tank on the inside lane to pull out a win over the Nightlife Chevrolet here in the final round showdown. What a matchup it was. Let's go back. Here's another look at your MTA replay. Nightlife and Dave Wazork has a hole shot on him. Here comes Marvin Smith. He pulls the trigger over the last set of cars, and he will just edge out Nightlife there going across the finish line, and he will get the victory here tonight from the inside lane, the one that wasn't working well all night long. What a ride it was for Stomper. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner at this time on MTA Tuff Tracks, the Stomper Chevrolet. And ladies and gentlemen, what a wild and crazy night of racing here on MTA Tuff Tracks. A little bit of old school for all you great monster truck fans. Thank you guys so much for coming out and enjoying the show with us. We hope you had a great time. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's show. We greatly appreciate it. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road.